Hello, welcome pen friends. Welcome to day 27 of 30 Inks 30 Days. This is the challenge set out by Ink Journal for us to use one ink and one pen each day. So I'm playing along and doing really good so far. We're almost done. We've got 3 more days. What I'm missing is all my different colors being inked up at once, but that's not a problem on a day like today where I really like the color. So my color for today is from Birmingham, and it's Gerbera pink. It's kind of a maroonish color. You can see how much lighter it got on the 68 GSM Tomoe River paper. But let's get right started here, and we'll cover up our green from yesterday. This is the it's Bond Travel Gear A5 notebook, and it's 68 GSM Tomoe River paper. Here it is. In the broad nib, it was almost dry at 30 seconds. I have to say, as far as availability, it's showing sold out at Birmingham, but it does have a place in their production queue, so you can drop in your email if you want to be notified if they make more. And actually, I think that sort of triggers that kind of thing to happen. If it's going to be possible at all, it would be because enough people wanted to purchase it, I think. So I'll put a link in the description box. Let's see. And then in the 1.5 stub, I really liked how it looked in that. 30 seconds it was dry, so I didn't argue with that, just kept going. And then in the fine nib, the Lamy fine nib, it was almost dry at 20 seconds, just a slight smear, you could hardly see it. And my first impressions are I really like this ink, especially for the flow and the color. And I already know, and I feel that way with this one, that Birmingham inks are well behaved. It is difficult sometimes to find them in stock. But this ink improves the flow in my Lamy fine nib. So here's the chromatography. It shows us a little bit of stability there. It stayed gray, but it moved on up into like a pink and different tones, and then a dark kind of a maroonish. So let's get out the water test, and we'll do that right now. It did kind of prove itself out. It's not a dark leftover, but you can still read it, just barely. It's not like, let's see, the last one we had like that was the Lidate, and that's a huge difference. You can see that. So where there was a lot more water resistance to that ink. Okay, but going to yesterday's, our beautiful green here we're hiding, that one had an A in the clean out, and of course it was totally typical, disappeared. It was really easy to clean out of the pens, which is always good. Okay, so let's get the Rhodia paper and look at what it did on there. I'd like to keep that handy though. Okay, get right on down the road. Oh, guess I was in a happy mood. I made a sketch. Okay, broad nib. Here's what it looked like, and 30 seconds to dry. I love the saturation of this ink. It's really good. 1.5 Goulet stub. Came out really nice, and I forgot to see how long it was going to take to dry. I'll bet you it was very equivalent to that. That's what's been playing out every time. I'm very inconsistent here. In the Lamy fine nib, I was so happy with it because it stayed nice and flowy, and it stayed darkly saturated enough for me. So 20 seconds it was dry, and I made a note, excellent for all 3 nibs. I like to see that because that gives it versatility during your day. Okay, and then for the CVS Caliber notebook, an inexpensive little notebook. Here we go. And in the broad nib, it took longer on this to dry than it did on Tomoe River paper, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, it was about 10 seconds longer. Gee, and this was the 3rd one, and it wasn't right after a dip either. So there it is. And then in the 1.5, I didn't hang around. It was going to be longer than 35, and I thought, oh my goodness. Okay, so I skipped along. Then in the fine nib, didn't even bother. Well, for heaven's sake. Now, that I didn't mean to do. I was really wanting to know on that. Really can't. I'm getting where I can estimate And if I had to estimate, I'd say probably 20 or 25 seconds. Since it was coming out of that nib very juicy. It really was. But it looked good, and it's an excellent ink to paper matchup, which is good for me to know. I've got quite a bit of this left. I've got 2.5 mils left, so I can use that in my daily notebook. And as far as shadowing, it's just what we normally see, which is kind of equivalent to this Tomoe River paper, the shadowing. And then on the Rhodia, nothing extraordinary there. It certainly looks nice, and you'll be able to write on the other side and see it really well. So then in the Tomoe River paper journal, it's just very typical. You can see a lot of ghosting, but that's what we expect with this paper. So, okay, let's look at the color comparisons for today. This is a really happy, to me, a happy color family. I like it. I like a lot of inks in this category. So I've put it right in the middle, as usual, Birmingham Gerbera Pink. And it's in such good company. I did glance back a little bit on my Noodler's Black Swan and Australian Roses to see if coming out of a nib I was seeing what I'm seeing here. And sure enough, with the exception of my Ahab, which puts it down really dark and heavy, I was seeing that this is lighter than Gerbera Pink. But I love that ink, and I'm working my way through a bottle of it. It's one of those where I don't mind having that 3-ounce bottle, the 90 ml bottle, because I just love the ink. And I ink up with it a lot, and I put it in nibs that just throw the ink down, like my Ahab and the stub nibs, and I really enjoy it. So I'm not feeling like I have to run out and try to get something in this color group, which takes the pressure off. But there's so many pretty ones that are similar. I noted Diatramentus Cherry, that's nice. And then like Diamine Burgundy Royale is a beautiful color too that really reminds me. That's down here in the middle bottom line there. Diamine Syrah is real pretty too. It has a brightness to it that is a little bit different, but I like it. And then here's Diatramentus Blackberry, which appears to be a little bit different tone, maybe a little darker. Whoops, I guess he's going to do something in the kitchen. And then Diatramentus Elderberry, which is, it's got a real pretty brightness too. What else have we got here? Monteverde Napa Burgundy. Now, sometimes we get over into the different color groups, like we get more burgundy or we get more purple. And I've got a whole bunch to show you. Hopefully it won't be too many. So, Colby No. 6 Bordeaux. Gorgeous, gorgeous ink. And it is different, but it did remind me quite a bit of it, of Gerbera Pink. So, hopefully I can go through these quickly. I did want to show you, because on day 5 we did Sailor Grenade, and remember how I went nuts over that? It had shading and it had some gold sheen. It is quite a ways from that. It looks more red, Grenade does. But I wanted to show you. And then we have one upcoming, which will be in the Celtic series, which, you know, this one gets deep red too. More not bright, but deep. Well, it is bright actually. And I haven't explored it, but I can't wait to. That's on the list. Okay, here's another one that's Diamine Oxford. I mean, Oxblood. Yeah, Oxford. I'm thinking of Oxford Blue. But, you know, you see how different it is from Gerber Pink, and yet it certainly reminds us. Okay, here's one that's way out there. A Caran Dash Divine Pink. And, you know, it looks more red. In fact, I found it finally last night in my red section. Okay, then Monteverde Passion Burgundy. Oh, surprised that wasn't on here. Okay, here it is, and it's darker, and it's got stuff going on. It looks like it's got sheen and everything, and quite a bit of shading and deep tones there. Okay, I promise to try to be quick. Okay, this is way off, but people always ask, how does it look compared to Pilot Iroshizuku Yamabudo? Well, this then shows you how far over to almost purple this one goes comparatively speaking. Okay, Tasha Abbey, same thing. This is like a red purple, and so we lean over and it changes. Things change quite a bit, and there's sheen on there. I remember that being a shader too. Okay, here's another Birmingham one. And we did this recently. Birmingham Southside Market Boysenberry, which is clearly purple. So you see the difference there. Oh, gee, I went nuts with this. Noodler's Purple Mountain Majesties, a heavy shading, beautiful, deep purple. Oh, thank you, Leah. I'll never forget that. She sent me a sample and I went hog wild and got a bottle. Colorverse Einstein Ring is gorgeous and it's more purpley. And I just love that ink. But it is different than our today's. Two more and then I'll let you go. Monteverde Rose Noir. I don't know why I'm showing all these. I guess it's because in my mind I was trying to see how you could go a little ways and get purple, and you could go a little ways more and you end up with a more deeper burgundy, and you could get red too, and you could get this one, KWZ Standard Brown Pink. It doesn't compare, but I do think it's fun to look at these side by side and see all the differences. I just enjoy it. So, I don't know. I sat there trying to narrow them down and I just couldn't do it. So I thought, well, just show them all. Okay, as far as what I think about this ink, I'm going to continue. It's 3 more days in the Pen Thing Ink Swatch Plot Log. I said beautiful. Flow is excellent. I thought the saturation was wonderful. The flow was excellent. That helps me. I have some pens that need that. The shading, I just had this sense that it was there, but not too much of it. And I wasn't seeing it the way I will in my other pens. So I kind of put it down to 4. Dry time I thought was pretty average. And I overall gave it a 7. I think I would have given it a higher mark, but the availability is an issue. But the beauty is also an issue that drives it up there for me. I love the color. It's very pretty, and when you can get it, it's such a good price. See, I know this, so all those little subtle influences have an effect on us. They really do. So no bleed through there or anything. This is excellent paper. Okay, so let's see what happens when we try a little Nick Stewart on this ink. His wonderful techniques, although, you know, I'm just a beginning student, so I don't want anybody to think that this is all there is to it. You'd need to take his course. Go look up his channel. He's got some awesome stuff. And with my attention span, it's going to take me a while to get it down, I think. Get things going. Okay, I thought this paintbrush was ready. Not quite. All right. This is the one I like to start with. And I've got my pens and another paintbrush and a detail paintbrush. Okay, let's see what happens. I also have yesterday's handy because, I don't know, I was looking at it and I thought, who knows? I don't really do well with coordinating colors. That goes back a long ways. I can remember my grandfather on my dad's side, my Grandpa Stoddard, when he saw me one day, what I had put on, I had purple jeans and a red shirt. He said, "What are you doing putting purple with red?" Well, I just thought it was the best thing ever. And he just didn't want the kids at school to pick on me. And it was funny. I thought, it never occurred to me they didn't go together. I liked both of them. Huh. Okay, we're not getting a whole lot of movement there. Let's see. I can't talk and do these things, I guess. Okay, I've got this ink already in the Serendipity in a broad nib, but wow, I don't know where my line is. There she is. Huh, that's funny to me that it doesn't move more. I guess I would have expected it to move. Huh, well, I hope there's enough to work with the green just a little. Let's try it. I'm referring to water. If there isn't, I'll pause this and start another page. Oh, this was one that didn't move around too well either. We might have to just help it along a little. Just drip, 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 drip. Ooh, not bad. Okay. Do we have any water there? I think we do, but must be not as much as I thought. Okay, folks, we may have 2 inks that aren't completely ideal for this technique. I'm not sure. Shall we just sort of grow stems on all these little things? Oh my goodness. What do we got here? Cherry trees. Maybe we'll have better luck with the front part. Oh, it doesn't even matter. I can run right into it. Okay, let me try a little different thing and just come in with this color for down here. I thought maybe that would work. Or it might be just a little different enough. You can do just about anything you want, I guess. Doesn't want to move too fast. Huh. You never know, though. This might dry prettier. I thought this was really strange how it dried, but we had Lite and Netherlands Erst. We had the two, and they kind of blended together. I like that little tree there. Huh. Okay, let's see what else I can do while I'm still here. Probably end up with brown. I do that quite a bit. End up with something that looks brown. This nib here is more ideal for it. Yeah. See how with the broad nib you just get quite a bit more ink coming out, and that really helps things. And yet I like the detail. It can suggest different things that you hadn't even thought of sometimes. Actually, as much as I was beginning to think that was ugly, that's actually kind of neat. I think we'll leave it right there and let it dry. And we're going to look at what's for tomorrow. Tomorrow's Saturday. That's my busy day. I have a busy day with a wonderful job in the morning. So tomorrow we're going to have Birmingham. It's another Birmingham. Philander Cenox Old Glory Blue. And let me just tell you, before you get discouraged about another one, it is available, which surprised me. I really like this one. And I'm going out on a limb to do it because I had run right through it like a little kid that wasn't thinking about reviewing the ink. So I've got just barely 2 mils left, but it'll be enough. It was enough with all those ink flights. So we'll look at this tomorrow, and you won't have to worry. I mean, if you happen to like this one, at this moment in time, they had samples and 30 ml bottles, which is a little bit rare. The ink isn't the main focus, I think, right at the moment. At Birmingham, he's been making these beautiful pens. So what did you think about this ink today? Try to hold it where it looks the most like itself. I think it's very pretty. I think there are a lot of options in this color, but if you can find this in stock or put your email in if you like it, it's a really good deal. I mean, the inks there at Birmingham are very affordable, and they're well behaved and stuff. And I don't work for them. I buy all my stuff. This was bought, it didn't even come in a pen parcel. I just noticed this one along with another one, and I ordered samples because I believe the samples are either 4 mil or right in that area. Don't quote me. I'll link it for you for like $1.99. So very nice. So let me know what you think of it if you'd like to. And have a great weekend and an excellent rest of your 30 Inks 30 days. Bye for now.